Good morning, Fish on YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. The biggest thing today is going to be obviously I'm watching previous day high, and I want to see how we close at 10. If we have a sweep at 10 o'clock and it closed back inside, I am full on board for shorts down to 8 a.m. low, 1 a.m. low, which we know both those both sides of those hourly candles from 1 a.m. and 8 a.m. are very 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 good draws. So that's where we'll be looking. And I like it even more if okay, so -4 is gonna really push down here. Morning, Fran. But yeah, I mean, so we should look up to previous day high, which makes sense, right? What did we talk about yesterday? Most of Asia, we had the daily open. Most of Asia did what? We talk about what does Asia and London do? It stayed below that daily open for a good chunk, right? We opened up, we stayed below Asia for most of the day. So we're looking for that, that manipulation to the downside, but we're expecting the daily high, right? Because why are we expecting the daily high to go? Simply because this daily candle closed bullish. And if you're looking at this, you'll see 25% of that daily, like we do on the hourly. And then if you go to the lower time frame, you'll see what sat at that 25% mark was that hourly BISI from yesterday. So we tap into that in Asia, and there we go. So that's why obviously the daily high. Like I said, I still think on the weekly we're bearish here. Obviously we have NFP tomorrow too. But I think we're still bearish on the week, and we're going to put in either a high of week today or tomorrow with NFP. But so we'll see what happens. The best trade I've seen from overnight was you guys seen. I always talk about this 4 hour candle from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock, 4 hour swing right here at when we expect reversals during during London. And you'll see there's a 15-minute breaker sitting right here, the held price. 15-minute breaker confirmed that 4 hour low is good, and that's what's holding us up here. That should take us up to a previous day high. But like I said, I am aware of all of these lows sitting down here. But so what I'm looking for, hopefully, is we see something like a sweep on the high up here, and then we can get an hourly swing back down, and perhaps the 4 hour does the exact same thing. So that's what we're looking at. As usual, we'll wait until that 10 o'clock time to get involved here. Let's check our -4s for liquidity levels. 565. What do we have? Anything on the higher time frame takes us up to 565. There's not much up there. Morning, Hayes. Morning. Let's see. Where does our -4 to the downside sit? Sits at 191, which on the hourly really doesn't. It's not much sitting down there either. So we'll see how this 5 minute closes here. 5 minute closes bullish. Obviously, expect that to mean that we should push up. We're just kind of stuck here in the middle. Appreciate it, Sweaty. Good morning on the tube of you. Previous state equilibrium is at -4. That makes sense. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. So you're looking at this 192. There you go. Usually something almost to the tick, off by about a point and a quarter. So about 5 ticks off. It's pretty good confluence down there. I like it. We got to make sure that the ES is not taken previous day yet. For me, it's just looking choppy, right? And there's nothing that I want to get involved with yet. Nothing obvious. Nothing obvious. Both sides of London have already gone. Yes, I forgot. Yeah, we still the SMT is still intact with a London high too. So just nothing confirming upside yet, and nothing really confirming downside. We are still in that daily VI. Yes, that we are, Fish. That we are. we're still rejecting right at 50%. We're at 50% still of this daily swing as well, right? So if you measure out your daily range here, daily range, low, boom. We actually closed over it yesterday, but like in terms of a daily swing, I know that we either ES or NQ needs to sweep that daily high for me to get confident in like a true reversal on the daily. So this 5 minute candle close is bearish. I would like to see this candle low before I would it would I would I'm not gonna take a trade anyway, but like just even entertain along, I would want to see this low go. And maybe we get a 5 minute swing off of midnight. Why do I expect this 5 minute low to go? Simply because it closed bearish below this candle here. Doesn't mean I'm shorting to it. It's just reading what the candles are telling me right now. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to get rid of this stuff for now. There we go. It's a little more clear. Let's see what you're saying. I think yesterday's maybe. Me personally, like if you have like if this is like the hourly candle, I'm fully expecting this high to go. I don't want to anticipate a weekly reversal without at least in without any kind of SMT on there. Me, that's me personally. And the fact like we're still holding like remember we're still got bullish structure here on the 4 hour. Remember we're still delivering. This is still the 4 hour breaker, right? The 4 hour unicorn we're sitting in, and now we what do? We put in a brand new leg, close back above, put another 4 hour order block here. We're still in this 4 hour BISI. So we shall see, but if I will be confident in high of week if we get this setup that we got overnight in London. If we get this setup where you have, but this turns into like a bearish 4 hour swing up here, and then we get a 15-minute order block, a 15-minute breaker to the downside, and there's an SMT on the daily highs. That's when I expect the weekly high to be in. But you see why I would not want to get long there. That 5 minute close is bearish below. So I do not want to get long until at least this low is swept and either close back up above or or like this we just see continuation down. I'd like to see some kind of swing pattern first. Like here, like something like this. 5 minute sweeps low, closes back inside, and that takes us back up to a premium here, right? Can just keep you out of. Sometimes we will reverse. You'll be like, damn, I missed it, but it's a damn good rule that's kept me out of a lot of trouble. Because I'll try to get long here, thinking, oh, we hit 50, but I'm actually longing a 5 minute expansion candle to the downside. That's going to sweep out that low and most likely stop me out. Because if I enter inside of here, my stop is probably going to be here anyway, and I'm gonna get stopped out. But yeah, I don't think there's like I said for me. There's nothing clear here. We're just stuck in the middle of this range right now. No FOMO whatsoever. Let's check gold out while we're waiting. Was this previous day high? Yeah. So if gold might be cleaner. If gold can get a bullish close above here, you might get a continuation model higher. What's ES doing? ES doing about the same thing NQ is. The car crash rule and the rule changes. I seen the dude's X post, if that's what you're referring to, or are you just talking about talking about the alive rules with the intraday drawdown? That's impressive. That's impressive. Especially when Patak came out and said that they would never have intraday. Asia low is the top of the 8-hour. All right. All right, so this 5-minute candle is going to close bearish. Looks like it, right? So I would expect another sweep of this low, which likely takes us to that 8 a.m. low. Right, you can even grade this out potentially, like, and see if we get something off of 50, 25. Kind of like what we do with the hourly candles, right? Turn that off for now. Let's see if that makes us push back down. Oh, they did CD? That's interesting. Stay poor. So basically respecting 8 a.m.'s 50% there. And then we push back down for that 5-minute low. And obviously we'll see if we take those equal lows and that 8 a.m. low. Not a good sign for coming down for the SMT though. SMT's broke. There's the 8 a.m. lows. See how just following candle order flow here, you can tell you whether you should be staying in like obviously I'm not short here, but if I was short here, if I continue to see these 5-minute candles close bearish, it's telling me I'm still on the right side and I don't have to get out of my trade. Or you can keep holding. We want to keep quick. Oh. Yeah, but it's still going to be intraday drawdown on live accounts. Correct? Is that? Which seems absolutely hilarious. It seems hilarious if that's true. So yeah, basically back to the lows. Our hourly is shaping up to be an expansion candle down. Obviously, we have 18 minutes left. We'll see what we do here. So the question is probably going to be what happens if we have an hourly candle like an outside candle with like this, and say this hourly candle closes back up inside of here. It's more of an indecision, but I would lean more bullish, simply because of this happened last. So like the sweep and then the close back up it happened last, but it's a little bit of a more of a indecision here. And then obviously, if we get a 4-hour swing, the question would be, do we put in a 15-minute breaker, which we have already. This is more of a this would be like your 15-minute CISD. You really don't have a breaker here, because of why why is this more of a mitigation block? If this closes bearish, why is this more of a mitigation block than a breaker? Anybody? Real simple. Simply because we did not sweep out this. We did not sweep out this high. Remember, a breaker a breaker you want to see sweep a high and then close back below. This is more of it's a CISD. It's a CISD. It's a or like I said, I mean a mitigation block. Basically, it's basically the same thing. So for me, if the 4-hour close is like this, especially below that 2 o'clock candle, then I'm not then like me, my bias is a nowhere to the upside here. Let's see. But if it closes inside, I think there's still a chance. And depending, see how does this 15-minute close? Do we put in the CISD here? Remember, for CISD, you only have to close below the body. You don't need to close below the wick. Yeah, there is a huge SMT because ES is it's not really near that 8 it's really nowhere near that 8 a.m. low. Nice, KC. What was your basis for entry there? That was a long? You just souped it? Nice. Nice. So we actually got a 15-minute CISD here. See if this means anything. The 15-minute respected 8 a.m. low, though. Notice how we sweep that 8 a.m. low, and we still close back up inside. So it's, to me, it's still very 50-50. Just because of that. Leaning a little more bearish because of that CISD. So I just want to see, we got 15 minutes yet till these hourly candles close. Yes, we are, Doc. Yep. No confirmation or anything. Just hopping in. And if the hourly close is bearish, what can we do? Say we close like this. It's gonna be pretty much, I think, the same size as it is our 4-hour candle, pretty much. So we can fib out our hourly candle. Remember, if we close bearish, that is, and we can go to the to here, and we can see, oh, inside of this 15-minute CISD, we have a 5-minute CIBI sitting right at 50. Inside of that CISD, we can look for continuation shorts off of that. That's if the hourly closes bearish. We could also just have continuation as well off that 25. How can we enter? We'll look at a 5-minute swing points within that. But we first need to see that hourly close. I'll say if this 15-minute, which would be the hourly, is closing below that 8 a.m. low, then I would say we're good. But for now, we're just sweeping. We sweep the lows. We don't close below 8 a.m. on the 15, and we're just kind of just floating in the range here. Still, nothing. There's nothing clear and obvious here to be entering any kind of positions. At least the way that I like to look at the charts. The 8. What about never mind. Never mind. And I would be so much more on board here if we had an SMT on that daily high. SMT on that daily high with a 4-hour swing, and you're potentially making this. You've already made a 15-minute CISD. That'd be absolutely textbook. But I'll be looking for any kind of short inside. If this 15-minute hourly closes down here, this 15-minute CIBI is going to it's good. There will be a good short out of here for a continuation. It's only if we close though inside. It's gonna be really messy if we close it. If we close inside, then we have the potential to go all the way back up, and then this really gets sloppy. And yeah, so like if we can get a short off of the hourly, then yeah, -4 and that previous day equilibrium are fantastic targets for any kind of short, assuming we don't hit that first, right? Our -4 is down here at 191. which if you look at yesterday's range, you can see is just that 50%. Yep, sure looks like it, Fran. Sure looks like it. Question is, can we? How much is it going to mess around first? Back into the range we go. I really hope no one's pushing buttons here, chasing shorts. So it just feels so good to sit back and not be a part of this right now. Right? We wait. I wait till 10 o'clock and that'll answer all my questions. Yeah, nothing yet. Nothing yet. So like if you get a 4 hour close like this and the hourly closes bullish like this, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to trying longs. But I'm not taking longs if we close below, right? Why would you want to take longs when your hourly is telling you it's ready to expand lower? We did put in a 5-minute swing here. So there's probably a little 30-second breaker here. Not saying I would take this, but I'll just watch this. This is 30-second breaker off of a 5-minute swing with an SMT. Not taking it, but we'll watch because this is a setup basically a setup that I would look for off of like if we got like a 5-minute swing, like this is basically the setup that I look for here. Like, but I want to see this 5-minute swing. Like if we were looking for shorts, I want to see this same setup come up here, a 5-minute swing, and then I can enter on this 30-second breaker essentially. So far, anybody that chased shorts down here is absolutely wrecked right now. They're sweating. They're sweating. Hopefully, it's nobody here. Hopefully, if anybody was short, is up here from something. Remember, we still have no 15-minute. Remember, our 15-minute is respecting that 8 a.m. low as well. You might get a 15-minute double sweep here on the 8 a.m. low. Did a 5-minute close below? 5-minute close below that 8 a.m. low though. So you got a bullish? No. But see how this 15-minute swing closed bearish and we go down and sweep that low first? This would be a valid swing point for me. It's like a 1-minute breaker out of here, I think, would be a good spot to try along if like the time was right, of course, not necessarily take it just because it's a 15-1, but good idea, Sweaty. It paid to be patient so far this morning, and I haven't touched a button. Me when I first started trading, I would have just said, "All right, I think all right, we're dumping through here." I would have just chased. This would have been a blown account. Nice, Doc. You took the 1-minute breaker. Nice. What? Just a -1? I don't think we've hit -1 yet. I wouldn't think. Or you're still in. That's brutal because like even if I wanted to take this 30-second, I would have got tagged here. I probably want to take it anyway, right? Gonna be a good hourly close there. If we close it, we still got four minutes, but it's looking pretty damn good. Same thing on the 4 hour. Like I said, an outside candle is a little more of an indecision. But when I have like an outside candle where it sweeps both sides, I like to favor whatever side happened last. So this would have been like manipulation, taking out this 4 o'clock high, and then distribution took care of this. But if we are not going to expand down and we're going to close back up inside after sweeping the low last, this has me leaning more bullish. I don't that just the way that like it makes sense to me. Faked out everyone. Sheesh. But you notice the first sign of that was that 15-minute candle, right? That 15-minute candle not closing below 8 a.m. low and these lows. That was your first sign. I didn't personally call that or just be like, "Oh my god, see, I told you." No, it was just a little candle close that you could have been watching. On the 1 minute, the Asia low was taken for yeah. That's a pretty good looking one. It's a good looking 1 minute breaker there. The question is, we're going to take previous day high already. Let's see. What's 10 o'clock going to do? It's be insane. We might go from we went from talking 5 minutes ago about this hourly candle closing below, looking for continuation shorts, to where we're going to be looking for continuation longs now. The beauty of waiting for 10 o'clock. Nice, A1. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's not good stuff that you still had that feeling, but the feeling that the fact that you could control that feeling, that's a step in the right direction, sir. All right. So if this does not, if we get we still have a chance to get long here to previous day high. We'll see what 10 o'clock does. What best case? Let's see. Where's previous day high sits her. Is ES already there? ES is already there for the most part. Shit. I was gonna say otherwise, which we still might be able to take a stab at it, but we can since we have a bullish expansion candle here, assuming here we still have 2 minutes. But if we fib this bad boy out, see our 25% is going to sit right around the open, and we know these are very sensitive areas. So if we go to our lower time frame, you'll see, or what do we got? A 5 minute BISI sitting there. It's probably a 1 minute sitting inside of there. So any kind of like 5 minute swing off of like a dip to this area, I think is it can be a good little scalp. I say a scalp, but be almost a 60-point trade. So see, what I'll be looking for is 10 o'clock open up here. This is like if this happens. I mean, we could open up and our hourly manipulation goes up here, and then 11 o'clock gives us a swing candle back down, and then that's high of week, right? But if this happens, I think this is good. You see, you have 10 o'clock open up here, a little manipulation down, puts in your wick off of 25% and that previous hour open, and we can try to get long up to that previous day high. I know ES just took it. The big thing for me now will be, remember how yesterday ES we kind of had a little we had a little notion that we wanted higher just because of ES closed higher. It closed above Friday's high, I believe it was, on the hourly. So let's see how ES closes here. That can be our first sign that if ES closes above here, I am still, the SMT really doesn't matter to me. It's telling me that NQ should want to push higher as well. But it's looking like it's not. Yeah, so ES is not going to close above previous day high, but it is going to put in a expansion candle. So let's see how do we open here. This will tell us a lot. Do we open up and dip first, or do we just rip up and take the highs first? If we can dip first, then I'm looking at our wick going in, and I'm still okay looking for a longs off of here, because I'm looking for a 5 minute swing. Right, I'm not just longing this level. I'm gonna look for a 5 minute I'm gonna look for this candle to push down, and then the next candle to take this candle's low. You guys know this. You guys should know the drill by now. Look for the 11 or 10 candle to sweep this low, and then try to get long. And then either way, even with an SMT against me, if I'm getting a 5 minute swing and a 30-second breaker, that's telling me that price wants to push higher. And if I do and my stop's probably going to be 10, 15 points. So to me it's worth it, because it's still gonna give you like a 5 hour trade to a previous day high here. Why is Oh, that's why I'm just on the wrong time frame. So we should have the hourly open here. Yeah, so I want to see us put in a little wick. Oh, we got the gap sitting there too. Right at the gap sits, our RTH gap sits right there, right at that 25 as well. Nice little confluence. Or like I said, remember the biggest thing about that was there was no SMT on that daily. Very, very suspicious, especially getting that close and not taking it. Hopefully, this is not our hourly wick. But it could be. What up, Monty? Good morning. Good morning. All right, while we're waiting here, let's go see how did gold close. Gold did not close good. All right. So gold sweeps the high, closes back inside. Obviously, it swept the low and closed back inside too. So a little indecision from a gold as well. No wick. See, I would like to see. I'd like to see gold push up higher here first, but for now, it's just stuck in. It's just stuck in the middle to me. Nice. So best case for me to get involved with NQ here is this candle closes, just an inside candle that I don't really care about. Maybe we can sweep this low out, hit 25, close back inside the range of this candle, and then we can use that to take us up to a previous day high. If it just goes, it just goes. We have to wait. For those that have not watched me stream before, who are newer here, you just realize I'm very, very, very patient. I've taken enough bad trades and then like had no accounts left to and then like as soon as you blow the account on a stupid trade or a trade a trade you shouldn't have been taking, after that happens is when the obvious trade is going to show up. And then you have no accounts, and that's the trade that you should have been waiting for. As boring as it is just to sit, but it's just the way it is. Here, don't really need all this anymore. Like I'm not just gonna enter a long here, right? And just and pray we go to PDH. Did NG just give us? How did NG close on the hourly? NG closed very, very good. It already took the previous hourly high though. Yep, that's exactly Doc. Oh, why do I have NG on here? NQ. There we go. Yeah, another reason you don't just want to be, just longing up here expecting that high. Obviously, that SMT. But what we've seen a lot, like we're just watching our hourly opens, like we'll put in a wick, we will restab it, and then that'll be the actual move. So hopefully that's the case here, and it'll be out of this 5 minute BISI as well. So if we can stab this low again. So what I'll be watching for an entry for me that I don't think is a bad trade is we get down to this 5 minute BISI. And then this candle closes outside of the BISI, which also gives us what a 5 minute swing, and then like a 30-second breaker out of here. I think is something that would be okay. Then your stop would be probably like 10-15 points, and you're looking for whatever previous day high is 427. So you're looking like a 4-hour trade potentially. That's all I see. Otherwise, if we take PDH, it comes down to what does this hourly candle do, and there's your PDH. So obviously no trade, but if you learned anything, you learned a little bit of the power of patience today, and not chasing. So the SMT's gone. We need to be looking left and seeing. Okay, if the SMT's gone, where else? What would be our next target? We got another previous day high sitting up there at 520. We also need to look at this point with that gone. We need to see where -4 lines up. So 520 would be the next previous day high, and then 565 would be -4. So yeah, so I mean, just our hourly wick just involved, obviously just that, and that's okay. What time is it? Still 10:07. SMT gone. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why we don't push that previous day high to the other high now. What is, man? Yes, we might just be on. We might be on our way back to all time highs. I mean, ES is not far. ES is about 50 points away, 40 points away from all time highs again. The weekly of BVI, that's true. That is up there. So basically, the VI sits right at that daily high too. So that 520, 530 area, which would honestly put ES relatively close to relatively close to all time highs. So notice we have the chance for an expansion candle here on the hourly. Why? We failed to get to 25%. We know when we fail to get to a 25% that means price is just in a hurry to have a long candle of a distribution. Also a very, very, very small wick, and we know a small wick, big expansion, right? So like I said, there's still ways to get in this. Obviously still very, 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 very bullish. Obviously this 5 minute should close over previous day high. It'll be close, but I wouldn't want to fade it with that SMT with a no SMT now. For me, yeah, I mean that weekly VI up there makes sense for potential high of week maybe. And so maybe I'm looking at something like this weekly VI. I can't move this thing for shit. This weekly VI. By the time we hit this, ES will be at all-time highs. So potentially you have a high of week with an SMT on all-time highs, and that's what drives the retracement for the rest of the week potentially. or we just sit with an inside candle this week, but I doubt it with NFP. But how can we enter this now? It's probably what you're wondering, right? So, oh, we can wait for either a 5 minute expansion. We can wait and see if this forms a 5 minute. See if this forms a 5 minute bullish fair value gap, and then look for a tap inside of it, and then take some kind of entry out of it. Whether it be a 5 minute swing with a 30-second breaker to 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 try to get into this continuation, or you just wait for 11 o'clock. I'm not opposed to trying to get in. I just need that confidence. I'm not just going to long. I'm not just going to long this Bissy, right? Because you long this Bissy. Where do you where do you put your stop? 40 points down below here. It's so best case would be we get a 5 minute Bissy here. 5 minute taps inside of it. Right, you have something like this, closes back outside of it. I don't know, something like that. And if there's a breaker there, that's a candle. And then if there's a breaker there, and since inside there, we can take that breaker with our stop just at that 5 minute ITL, potentially. Or if we form some kind of order block too, we could we could try that. GC, yeah. To me, GC, I don't have much interest here. What did it do last though? So let's work out these previous hour highs. So it took the lows last, which means it could push. Which means it could push. Right now, it's just an inside candle, and I see this consolidation before. And the other thing I personally don't like about GC is, you got a 15-minute expansion candle to the downside here. You have a 5 minute expansion candle to the downside, which is also an hourly low, which has not been swept. Now, if gold would want to, we just dumped on NQ. All right. So for me on gold, I wouldn't want to long anything until I see one side of this hourly high go, and then I can trade from that. That's so dumb. This is gonna be a 5 minute swing point. This is a weird spot for NQ now. Very, very weird spot, because we have what this feels like news. What time is it? 10:13. It's got to be news. 80 point drop. It sure is, Doc. It sure is. So now, I'm looking at this, and obviously, this hourly was bullish, but we already swept the high. We took our PDH. I think we just put in a 1 minute breaker to the downside. Yeah. Say inside of here is your breaker. So for me, it'll be, how does this 5 minute candle close? Does it close bearish here? You're either way, you're gonna have a 5 minute swing to the downside, right? You swept this high, you swept this, you put in a breaker. And the one reason I could see shorts working out of here is one simple thing, and that's time. It is 10. It is 10:15, and we just put in we just put in a 5 minute swing point right at the time where we would expect the hourly manipulation to end. So it's possible that this turns into our hourly wick, and now we're gonna have to have just distribution back down. That's absolutely a possibility here. Um, but for me to get short, like, I would want to see, which I guess we're basically inside of this. We're inside of this breaker right now. I would expect this breaker to hold right here. But still, it's very. I mean, now we're just back inside the range. You hit it on the exactly. Yeah, Doc hit it on the head, on the head here. It's literally like playing. You almost gambling here. Did we close over previous day high, and we close over on the previous day high? Like I said, I can see both playing out here. Like the fact we just put in that 5 minute swing at right at 10:15, that could absolutely just be our hourly wick. And we only close bullish on the hourly simply to take that previous day high, which we did. Which I wish we had an SMT. I think we do have an SM. Do we have an SMT with no? Wednesday the 4th. We do have an SMT. ES has hit this has hit that 520 high that we were looking at. But did we get an expansion candle down here on the 5 minute? I think we did. Barely. We did close below, so I would expect this low again to go here. We'll probably tap into this 5 minute BISI. Just like I said, again, there's nothing clear and obvious here right now. Just it's not worth it. Like how we just respect it. And for if I'm short, I like how price is respecting the hourly open, right? Because if we're gonna be bearish here, you want to see price respect the hourly open, right? You have manipulation. So far, it looks like we have manipulation above the hourly, and now that we crush back through and close back through that hourly open, you would want to see price respect there, right? You would expect this to be your manipulation. We should start some kind of distribution. Remember, distribution is not always going to be a straight move down. It could be go down to this BISI and chop until 11, and this is just and that's your distribution. That's a possible. But I would say right now, like I would be leaning a little more bearish just based off of that 5 minute swing. But still nothing concrete for me to trade here. The only thing that fits something that I would trade would be that 5 minute swing gave us the breaker here. Right. As well as I can't get long here because I have a 5 minute down. I have a 5 minute expansion candle to the downside. So I would for me to even think about a long, I've got to have I've got I want to see this 5 minute low swept. Remember, just always longing or shorting with a swing on your side. Yep, sure is, Monty. It is gross. It is gross. So basically, this is your unicorn here. This is your 1 minute unicorn that we're sitting in right now. This is where I would want to see price respect. If I'm bearish, this is where I'm getting. This is where I'm trying to get short. But and the better trade might be um 11 o'clock. Like if this hourly candle wants to close bearish and then look for some kind of 5 minute breaker inside of here to get short. But for now, there's not much. Like I said, I still think this logos. I'm gonna get rid of. I keep turning it off and on, but I really don't need it anymore. Really just need my hourly ranges now. Did we hit 50 there? I don't even think we hit 50. I think we missed 50, which would also line up with, yeah. So we missed 50. That would also line up with us sweeping that 5 minute low out again and hitting 50. Yep, that is true, Cash. That is true. For a 15-minute breaker, I would want to see us, yeah, close over here. Close over here, then you got a 15 going to bullish. Um, yeah, and then it's just pure a mess. Something that might be worth trying would be if you get a 5 minute swing out of here, like you get a down candle here. If there's a 30-second breaker in there, and then you can just target low hanging fruit, which would be back down to this low. But again, that's not like a clear and obvious play though. I don't trade in versus. Are you talking about this? No, I will not chase anything that's this just feels like a pure like an inverse play up here would just feel like a pure chase play to me. All depends to me. Basically, what happens with this 5 minute? Like for now, I'm for now. Like my 5 minute bias is still to come back down for this low. Unless this candle closes over bullish, then I'm like, okay, now I've got a new 5 minute candle that's closing bullish. Well, actually, this is just an inside candle, so it would I would still be leaning. I'll still be leaning down here, but in terms of taking any kind of trade, there's nothing here right now. What is ES doing? So ES is pretty much back at the high. We might have an SMT on that high. To see how this 5 minute closes here. If this 5 minute closes like this, I don't think this is a bad breaker to try. And try to take it down and try to take it down to that 5 minute low, but it looks like we're just gonna go anyway. Breaker's already in. See? I'm telling you guys, pay attention when you have a 5 minute expansion candle up or down, and don't fade it unless you get a new 5 minute candle telling you otherwise. I'm telling you, it will keep you out of so much trouble. There's no 5 minute swing point here to say long. There's nothing here. Nothing here. For me to get bullish, I would need to see this candle's high get a close back above, or to see this candle's low get swept, and then we close back up and then close back up inside, right? Like so now we have a 5 minute swing candle to the downside. Look where that breaker sits, right at the open of this 5 minute candle. If we weren't so choppy here, I think I would try this, and it would look something like this. A 20-point stop, and you're looking for about what, 2.5 R? Yeah, about 2.5 R. Nice, Marshall. How many people you think were chasing longs there? It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. Come back. It looks like 11 o'clock is probably going to be our best bet to get anything clean here. And ES might be the better one because you can actually have a 5 minute breaker potentially out of there. And Q will not have a breaker. But there is an SMT up there now. Right? Yeah. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's see if we hold the open of this 5 minute candle. So I'm not taking this straight. I'm not taking it. But this would be like something I would take like afternoon. These are the kind of little trades that I'll take on evals here. Just a 5 minute swing with a 30-second breaker. Little trades like this. Just be fun to watch here. Very, very nasty though. I think ES also gave us a 5. Yeah, ES also had a 5 minute close lower. Right now, you might get a 5 minute swing candle back to the upside again. Just very, which all these candles are. These three candles really just mean they don't mean too much to me here, right? I mean, besides the 5 minute, like just playing a 5 minute inside candle here. Really, this is the big one that's really determining any kind of bias, right? This high and this low. It's the last candle that did something on with the last outside candle. Instead, you just have three inside candles here. Again, another reason why I'm not taking this, but I would this is something that I would take in the in like the PM session on to pass some evals. Just be fun. But yeah, it was basically it. Basically, yeah, just a 5 minutes, just an internal 5 minute swing, just with a 30-second breaker. For me, it's looking like it's going to be 11 o'clock, and then if we get an 11 o'clock swing down, and then try to find a breaker to get short off of PDH there. That's the 11 o'clock play, and then that would also set me in line with potentially my 4 hour power of three, right? I would be looking for my 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, which would be my first hour, which would be my 4 hour manipulation goes up, takes PDH. And then I have an hourly bearish close telling me distribution's about to start to the downside. And then guess what? I'm in line with my 4 hour candle, right? First hour of the 4 hour candle should be manipulation. Or not always the first hour, but like the first move of your 4 hour candle should be manipulation. And then the next 3 hours should be some form of distribution. So if I'm getting an hourly swing down at 11 o'clock, I can assume that this was my 4 hour manipulation, and then this 4 hour high should hold. Does that make sense? Basically, just always aligning yourself with time frames and when where you're expecting those your higher time frame candles to go, and looking to get in as to be a part of those, the creation of those 4 hour of those higher time frame candles just on the lower time frame. But yeah, it's just looking like a chop fest here until 11. Just fine. We'll stay on stream and we'll wait till 11 and see what we get. If our hourly close closes bullish at 11, we can assume that this will be our 4 hour low, and this 4 hour low will then be safe. Why? Because our hourly candle at that closes at 11 o'clock will then be closing bullish, which tells us what? Which tells us continuation. Now, if 11 o'clock is telling us continuation, then it's likely that 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock hours are going to do the exact same thing as part of that 4 hour candle, right? So this one would this little inside trade would have been stopped out. Again, remember, it was just inside candles there, and then but remember, for me, we're still just inside candles here. I would still be expecting this low is as long as we do not. If we sweep this high and close back inside, then I'm still bearish, right? I mean, I see no reason that the 5 minute wants to continue higher. But we're also at that time where it's 10:30 and we're above the hourly open, and I don't like to short anything back. I don't like to take a trade back through the hourly open after 30 after the hour. Why? Because I should, whatever side of the hourly open we're on at after 30 after the hour should be the move of your distribution. You start, whether it's just a small distribution. Obviously, we're not gonna have any kind of expansion here on this hourly candle, right? We're just already halfway done with it, and we're still right where we open, basically. Nice. Yeah, I think gold takes this low. I think gold takes that 9 a.m. low. I would not want to see gold back above this, basically back above that high, though, right? I would want to see price respect that 25 and 50 there to push to that low. Right. So yeah. So the same thing on gold. You have an hourly low that needs to be swept. Why? Because you have a bearish hourly swing here. The 15 and the 5 are all lows that haven't been swept down here, and it's also an hourly low. So I like gold to go down there. Lucid worked for me this morning, but that was 2 hours ago, an hour ago. Bought a bunch of new evals and can't even trade them because we have this PA going on. Is Hildago in here? Had not seen Hildago today. There he is. Making sure even he wasn't too hungover after last night. He's been quiet though. He's been quiet. I trade the 50K flex accounts. Oh, you're hurting? Maybe you should trade then. Maybe it's a good thing. I mean, you probably could take some 20s in here for a 5 points. Not trading at all. Yeah, because you traded it all night last night. You traded all of Asia. Yeah, if you got 4K last night on a daily funded, I would just yeah. There's no reason to push the button. So we're just still inside candles here. Still just pure slop. It's like so as to tell yourself like it's obviously that this 10 o'clock candle is not going to expand anywhere. So why would you even want to entertain entering a trade inside of here when you know you can just wait for 11 and and you can wait for 11 o'clock's possible expansion. It's clear that 10 o'clock is going to sit here. So why would you even venture to even take a trade here when 11 o'clock could give you such a better opportunity? You do not want to get chopped up in here, blow your account, and then 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock gives you some great opportunity. Dump it, gold, dump it. Oh, I wasn't talking to you, sweaty, but I can be. Why you say dump it? Are you in a trade here? Remember, so the big thing for me at 11 o'clock is how does this hourly candle close? Do we close above that 10 o'clock high, or do we close above that 9 o'clock high, or do we close back inside? It's not really going to be a breaker here unless we could take a new high, and then this can become a 5 minute breaker that we can use for a short down. But so what ES doing? See, so we do have an SMT up there. So if we do get a close back inside the range here, we do have the SMT up there where ES could give us the breaker, which your breaker would be this big old candle here from a 1010. Yeah, so you're sitting there with an SMT on the hourly highs, and you have a bearish hourly swing. So to me, that would be a good opportunity to try and frame a short at 11 o'clock. What gold do? There you go, and there's your gold low. Something just happened though. That's a pretty good move. See, that's what I'm looking for here on NQ too, right? 5 minute, 50-minute, all do not have bullish swings. Remember, you want a swing. You want to see a swing before you enter that trade. You want to see it. Like down here is good. You have sweep, close inside. You swept it again, and you closed inside. Which last night, what was the sign? If anybody was watching, if you look at the hourly last night, there's a lot of fake outs here. You had our you had hourly sweep and close inside, hourly sweep and close inside, sweep close inside, sweep close inside, sweep close inside. But you knew at some point that was going to hold because the fact that the hourly was not wanting to expand down at any of these times told you that this thing was getting ready to reverse, especially the swings that went inside of this that went inside of the hourly BISI. I'm not sure if there was 5 minute breakers there, but it'd be interesting to go back and see if there was 5 minute breakers there where it would have been like just a bad signal. I think there were on some, but for now, still bearish. At least bearish on the 5 minute time frame is what I should say. Not like bearish overall. Not bearish overall until I see the hourly close. Let's check YM. What is YM doing? Not much. YM still at all-time highs. I see where NG bounced. Looks like NG bounced right off of 50. Yeah. It could be a nice continuation play as well. Right. So yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? We got 20 minutes here. That's all it's gonna do, most likely. So gold closed below. I would expect continuation down here on gold. So gold, uh, so if gold closes like this, obviously. So on gold, I'll be watching to see, do we close below? If so, we'll fib that bad boy out. See where we close. And if there's like if we make a 5-minute BISI here, this 5-minute BISI could be good at 11 o'clock for a continuation down off of 50. Right? And you can target what is that, Monday's low? Yeah. I guess no, it's not Monday's low. It's Monday's. It's actually Asia low from last night. Yeah. Like if it's 30, 40 after the hour and you're still just sitting at the hourly open, like it's likely you're not gonna have any kind of move here. You're just gonna get chopped up if you're guessing here. It's where like understanding time and when price should and should not move, very, very, very critical. Very, very important. A Bitcoin long? Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go look at Bitcoin while we're waiting. That's a nice little pump. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. 9 a.m. high. I mean, if Bitcoin closes bullish like this on the daily, I would be looking for continuation longs. Well, what are we sitting at? Yeah, I would say so because this is still, and you have a daily swing down here. So a daily swing down here could take you up to 50% of this entire daily daily swing, right? Up to basically that higher order block. 50% is what I'd be looking for. So my guess would be like, so if I was longing Bitcoin and holding it, what I want to see once I see this daily swing, go to your 4 hour. There's no 4 hour breaker in there. But if there's like a 4 hour breaker in here, that's where I would be holding long, kind of like what we had on NQ, right? If you go to NQ's daily, Monday had that daily swing, and then you guys know we're holding that 4 hour unicorn that's sitting like right here, right? For our unicorn with the BISI here, it's where low of day was yesterday, where we manipulated down to. But yeah, nothing there. To me, Biddy still looks good. Like I said, but I don't like on Biddy that this weekly low, kind of like what I was talking about on gold and NQ. You have a weekly low here that you don't have a weekly swing, but like just look back. You'll always have like some kind of swing, weekly swing, weekly swing. Oh, you thought we were bullish here? We started because we started pumping back up. We come back down and we sweep this low. But all right, what's ONQ doing? Still in the range. Are we surprised? The 11 o'clock candle need to take any lows? If this candle closes inside of here, if this candle closes inside of the, if the 10 o'clock candle closes inside the 9 o'clock range, then I am looking for a short down to 10 o'clock low at a minimum, right? Because I'm so if I have a bearish swing here, my target should be, oops, don't want that. My target should be here, right? If it closes bullish, my target's going to be that 10 o'clock high. Simple as that. Where just based off of where this hourly candle closes, will give me will give me that 11 o'clock hour bias. But if I'm getting a swing point, which would be this hourly here, closing inside of here with an SMT on the highs, there's no reason for me to look for a long. Right? That makes sense. A trades should, I think. All right, let's go back to gold because gold looks a little bit cleaner, to be completely honest. Especially if the hourly closes bearish like that. The hourly closes bearish. I guess I would want to see price respect this 5-minute Cibi off of 50, and then you can just target that previous hour low. Look for the same thing. You look for 11 o'clock to open, manipulate up to here, and then aim for that low. So it's a little bit cleaner on gold than anything on NQ right now, right? Because you're actually moving. You're at least expanding in one direction. Oh, so ES hit 50 at least. Remember, NQ missed 50. I did not realize ES did hit 50. All right, gonna go grab some water, and then we'll be back here for the 11 o'clock candle. We'll see if we can catch something. Hopefully, whether it be a long or a short, open to both sides. If we can get a bullish hourly close, like I said, I think we can. I think we might have a slow trend. We can target that daily high up there, that February 4th high at 520, and -4 is just above that. So hopefully, remember it is the day for NFP, so price might start slowing down here, especially coming into that lunch and that PM session. So just something to keep in mind as well. Who is in a trade right now? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, I'm not gonna make fun of you. I promise. Just curious what your thoughts are here. Oh, and Hidalgo starts typing. Here we go. Oh, okay. No, no, nothing 80, nothing 80-20 here. All right. Hopefully something at 11 o'clock. All right, so gold may not expand here on the hourly. It may not expand down. And if so, would not be looking for shorts. Right? Gold just stuck in this range. So maybe look the other way. Wow. All right, let's check. I do want to look at NG. I want to see how NG did with the 30-second opening range today. Again, just something, just for some back testing purposes. Let's see. Looks like -2 might have been good. No, it went well past -2. It went -2. It went all the way down to -4. All right. What up, BMac? I traded NG the same way, Fran. Same way. Hourly closes bullish. You had back-to-back continuation models here. You had obviously hindsight, right? I personally didn't trade this, but you see closed above 50, continues back up, and then this one looks like it held 50 and then pushed higher. So you could have looked for longs off of 50. So you would have went to that candle opens up. Look for a little manipulation down, which you see this was the high of that candle. So I would have 25 and 50 marked out. And obviously we look for like a 5-minute BISI or something inside of there. And then we look for some kind of long setup off of 50, which you got here. And then maybe like a 30-second breaker back off of there. You might have got faked out here, but I guarantee that there's probably not a 30-second breaker telling you to go long. So once you reswept here and got a 30-second breaker, you could have taken that. Yeah, but basically it's the same way. That's a simple it's a simple continuation model there for anybody that's a little confused still. Your hourly close above or below the previous, fib it out, look for continuation off of the 25 or 50. It's that simple. And Q's still there. Yep. Just remember, I know on most prop firms you can only trade minis with NG, so just be careful. Ooh, see on gold though, you had a 4-hour swing. Interesting. So you had a 4-hour swing down. Remember your opens, very strong points. Obviously, just looking through charts here. But good to see. Like that's where I'm looking. That's where I'm always trying to get short. When I have some kind of swing, I'm always looking to get short around the open of those swing candles. Pretty boring day. Pretty boring day. Remember, we've had 8 inside candles. Still watching the high and low of this one. 40 minutes we've sat here inside of this 5 minute. Remember, I would still be expecting that 5 minute low. May not take it till 11 though. So we're gonna have an hourly swing, but for me to like confirm that's a true hourly swing, I know I really want to see a 5 minute, some kind of 5 minute, some kind of like 5 minute breaker. But we're not gonna have a breaker because, well, we're not gonna have any kind of sweep up here. But you have the SMT, so ES might give it to you. And there's your 5 minute low. Another good example. You guys just seen it play out on gold, on the hourly, the 5 minute, and the 15, and now you just see it play out on NQ. Obviously, it took forever, but like that's why I would not be a bullish. I wait for this candle's telling me that this low should go before we have any kind of reversal. All right, would have cut me out of any longs there. So I'll see how this hourly closes. If this hourly closes like this, and 11 o'clock pumps up to like the open up here, there might be a good short opportunity up there. Basically back to, let's mark out. So what I want to do is mark out the open because the hourly is probably going to close bearish here. So we can look for look for a short down. So let's mark out the open of this candle because that's where we're looking to try to get short if we're going to get a short, and kind of frame what's up there. All right. So basically back up to kind of have like an internal breaker here. It's not the best breaker, but I think I would take any kind of 5 minutes. We don't have a breaker here to really confirm it. We have more of an internal one. Again, it's not necessarily like an A plus trade, but I think it's something that I would try here. So what I would look for is obviously 11 o'clock closes, bearish, which it's most likely going to, unless we have a pretty good retrace here. And then obviously we have the open of that bearish hourly swing sitting at 392.50, right at that 10 p.m. open, which is what it is. And then if we can get some kind of 5 minute swing point down, so something like this 5 minute candle here, and then we can short like the 30-second breaker down, targeting 10 o'clock low, right? Or a 10 o'clock low, which would be basically back to this low, or if we're going back to this low, I would assume we're gonna push back down, but yeah, now we tap 50. Now we tap 50 of the entire range here, and we also hit this 5 minute BISI, and we're gonna close back above it. So not necessarily the most bearish thing, but let's go off of what the hourly close is telling us here. Let's check out what the double sweep indicator is. Again, for those that were asking about this indicator, it basically just points out double sweeps, which we might get one here on the bullish side, which just confirms probably more chop. But basically, it just lets you know when there was like a sweep close inside and a sweep close inside when it happens twice. Kind of gave the signal there for a down move. But the problem is I can't share it. I got to figure out why TradingView banned it. So I know a couple people asked me, but I got to figure out why. Either got to redo the code or something. All right, so New hourly candle coming in hot. So this is more of like it's not a good breaker, but we do have the SMT. So let's see if we get a pump up first. I would really like to see us move up first. Wick off of that hourly open, basically back up inside of this range, get a 5-minute swing point down to then target, to then try a short. That's all I can see here. Like usually I'm looking for, a clear and obvious 5-minute breaker with an hourly swing like this. We don't have one. So more of this internal one. And the fact that we have an SMT and up there on the hourly highs, and PDH is now swept. Steve. Oh man. So all I'm watching now is that 10 o'clock open. I want to see how does price react off of this blue line, which is that 10 o'clock open, which is your hourly candle here. Also, so with a big old wick like this, where's 50 sit? Up to 420. Could be something is where we could push all the way back up there too. So I just want to see how. Remember, I'm not just shorting this. I want to see bearishness off of it. Yep, basically CD, basically. So I'd like to see either this candle or the next candle. So I either want to see this candle close, the next candle sweeps this candle's high, hits the open, closes back inside the range of this one, and then if there's like a lower time frame breaker in here, I can try that. Very, very, very small stop. It would be like a 10 or 15 point stop potentially. I mean, it depends what this candle does to get short, but that'll be the confirmation. Like I'm not just shorting inside of here, but there's the open. Remember, our first move looks is up-ish here, right? So actually we could have a 5-minute swing with just this candle. Right? If this candle closes like this, I would need to see us close down here though. Right? You need a big old, your breaker would be this. It's not the best RR, but it'd also be a 1-minute breaker too. I guess you could watch the 1 minute for a breaker as well. Then you can have a trade targeting basically these lows. So full disclosure, if we get a breaker here on the 1 minute, I'm going to try some shorts. Make sure we're logged in over here. No breaker on this candle. Remember, I like that all the price action is above the open right now. If I'm looking for shorts, at least, right? And you could look for something like, this is how I would grade my manipulation leg, but let's see where it would line up down. -2 takes us to just below the low. Yeah, -1. A at 295. The way that I would grade it. I know you guys grade them a little bit differently, I think, but. So if we get this breaker, it would be here. We'd take the retest. Stop would have to go above that high. So you have about a 26-point stop, which is relatively small compared to what we've had lately. Your a 1-to-1 takes you basically back down to that 10 a.m. low. That would be first trim. The second one I would just take off at what I let basically would be just looking down for 295, which would just be which would just be my -1 of this entire swing. Which most likely you probably take it down to the low, but it'll be a nice little base hit if we can get it. It is still a little bit early too. Like, you know, it's still 11:05. But if we're gonna have an expansion candle, I would like to see this get going like now. Right. How did ES close actually? ES closed bearish too. Okay, good to see. Remember, ES won't have really a breaker. I guess, yeah. All right, so it looks good. Just want to see us close below. Just hang on, NQ. If the 30-second can close below, I'm just gonna put a limit up there at 374. Let's see if we can get a retest of it. All right, so let's just put a limit up here. Close enough. Sell 3 up there. We're gonna look for the low. Working on an indicator basically that goes along with this to show the breakers as they form with the sweeps, but it's not finalized yet. But that's what it's kind of looking like. Just give us an entry. I want to get in right at this 30-second civvy. Right, I'm not chasing here. Let's see. Actually, might have time to set up a bracket. Oh, don't take the low NQ. I might have time to set up a bracket here, actually. So I'm saying I just want to short. I'm going to short right at the open. Stop above the high. Three. Nice, DJ. But I only want one to come off here. Yeah, so about a 1-to-1 off the rip, and then let me modify this. There we go. 1. No. Oh, it's not even in yet. That's why. Once I get entered in, I can. All right. I think now I can edit it, I think. There we go. Maybe. All right, let's see what happens here. I'll risk, like I said, I want to get this to 1 contract if it'll let me. All right, we're just gonna do this. I don't know why it's being silly. All right, buy 1 there. Other one's going for 296. Then the last one's going for that swing low. Basically, at 2, we'll go for 260. So I like the rejection off of the 11 o'clock open. Oh, I only got 2 contracts? That's dumb. Alright, I guess we're just going for 295 then. Alright, let's go to a. I don't want to watch this on the 5. So I like that. I like that we have a 5-minute swing down candle here, right? Let's get rid of this. I like that we have a 5-minute down candle here. Tells me price should come back down and sweep this low. Inverse fails. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't think we really didn't take any good liquidity though, right? I'm actually going to. I wanted 3 contracts here, so I'm going to add this 3rd contract here, and now I can have a runner down to 260. Yeah, it's weird. It filled me with 3 here, and it put in 3 down here, but only gave me two contracts at the beginning here. Strange. Right, so we're just playing basically the 1-minute breaker down off the 5-minute swing. More or less playing this this a 1-minute breaker here. We got a 5-minute swing down here, which I don't think we swept that low, right? Or did we? No, it's just a 1 minute, right? So, or did we? Or is it equal lows? Yeah, it's equal lows. I think it's equal lows. Yeah, it's equal lows. Not the most A plus trade, but I like it. I still like it. I like it for the risk reward here. Into a 1-hour FEG on ES. Got it. Got it. I see that. I see that. Remember, it's basically I'm just playing times on my time is more on my side here, right? I had 11 o'clock open manipulation up here. We rejected right off the open of that hourly swing candle down, and then we got a 5-minute swing point down off of that. So I would not want to see price back up above basically that swing. So that's why stops are just there, and yeah, I mean that's really just the context here. Time is on my side here. A 5-minute swing off the open with an hourly swing candle down tells me that my low hanging fruit target should at least be that 10 o'clock low. Yeah, ES did hit that hourly busy. Like I said, not gonna be the prettiest trade, win or lose, but the context is there. So context and the risk rewards there. So I think it's worth it. Crazy, we missed that 10 o'clock low. Oh, let's see. ES took the 10 o'clock low, so that explains it. The SMT on this low. But we'll see. We still got the 5-minute down here with equal lows where we do not have any kind of swing point. So yeah, I mean we're just sitting here. We're emotionless. We did everything we could. We have all the context supporting our trade here. We just put the trade on, and now whatever happens, we live with it, right? Yeah, we do have that. We do have the SMT down there. That we do. I do see that, Lissa. Like, which when I put the trade on, that wasn't there. So I mean, it's yeah. So if it failed, it's going to be because of the SMT. Yep. Yep. What I would like to see is, yeah, did ES see ES closed 5-minute below there though too, so it didn't like. I would be a little more worried if ES swept that low, and wicked it and then closed back up inside, but it actually closed below that 10 o'clock low on the 5 minute. Bang. All right, one contract off there. I'm not moving stops. Just changing what my limit order says, which is still messing up here. All right, just can't use the bracket orders on TradingView today. So we sweep out the equal lows. Not a good close there. Not a good close there for the shorts. But we did get one contract off. No. Now our risk is one mini now. One mini is one micro for about 30 points. So now our risk is about $60 on this trade with the trim taken off there. Basically at the 1-to-1. So now instead of about $120 risk, we're sitting at about a $60 risk, and we have runners that can that can pay us pretty nice. Or this is just -1 of this swing, and then just before that a swing low. Yep. SMT is still in play on the lows, but as well, right? Unless did NQ sweep it? No, it did not. Okay. Suppose I need to watch over here. Just sweep higher. Time is it? Yeah, it's 11:17. You didn't get filled? Oh no. Yeah, I had a little bit above because of just there's always a disparity there between MNQ and NQ. We're not out of the trade yet either. I mean, the only thing that's not on our side is obviously the SMT, and this sweep down here happened right at 11:15, which could signal that this is our true manipulation. But for now, we're just chopping. We're just chopping here inside the breaker, right? We did make a VI here, so I'll imagine at least if we're bullish, we're going to come back for that. Oh, there it is. Depending if that holds or not is probably whether I get stopped out on these other contracts here. Just got gold. Gold's still doing nothing. Gold did close bearish, so gold could be looking for something out of here. Yeah, right at 50. What's old ES doing? Yeah, ES never even got up to that. Or did it? I don't know. That's the 4 hour. gonna take the 1056. Oh yeah, yeah. That could be your sign though here, Alyssa, that we're going all the way back down. Could be. We're still rejecting. If you just drew it again, we're still rejecting right here at this open. Go down your 1 minute. You'll see that's where price is currently. Look, we have no candle bodies closed above that previous hour open right now so far. It's pretty nasty. It is pretty nasty. You just got to, like I said, that's why your stops just got to go to that your stop has got to go to that 5 minute manipulation high that has the breaker protecting it. It's got to go there, and you do not want to go to break even too early when you're taking trades like this, right? So yeah, let's see if she gets filled. I mean, if NQ comes back to break this 10 a.m. This 10 a.m. SMT, it's telling me price wants lower. I mean, but remember we still have that 5 minute expansion candle. Yeah, that the 1050, yeah, the 1056 1 minute, but. Like I said, not the prettiest trade. Just something that had a little context. I mean, it still has good context. It just doesn't have the cleanest structure. And there we go. We want more though. We want more here. We want more. I mean, take one off. Make sure you pay yourself at the hourly low, and then yeah, for sure. Yeah, take it or. But the fact we just broke that SMT and now we're coming into 1123. Unless we're going to start chopping, go back up in this range and start chopping, I would expect us to continue distributing down, whether it's ugly or choppy down. Like that's what I would expect, or we're going to come back into the range and chop. But I'm not moving. I'm not moving my stop because I'm not going to let this stop me out of break even and then continue back down for the little risk that it is all the way up here. I'm letting it ride. All right. Later, Alyssa. Yeah, if you had to go, definitely take it. Definitely take it. A little sweaty there. A little sweaty there. It is Casey. It is. See, guys, like, what I'm not gonna like is I'm not gonna like a 5 minute close. I'm not gonna like a 5 minute close. Non-close, I should say. So a sweep of 10 a.m. and then if this 5 minute closes back inside 10 a.m., a good chance we're just going to start chopping. Because that's telling me that this thing's not ready to expand down. I really want to see this 5 minute close below 10 a.m. low, and that would tell me that we're going to continue down here. That's what you really want to see here. Yeah, it'll be on X and YouTube there, KC. And it's never fun when your trade copier does not work. But it was definitely my fault. I had it set to NQ instead of MNQ. So it's definitely on me. Now, probably wondering, okay, when will I actually go to break even? I really won't go to break even until I have like some kind of concrete evidence. So, like, if this 5 minute candle wants to close, if this 5 minute candle can close below 10 a.m. or it closes, if it closes below here, I'll move my stops to above this 5 minute candle high. Because if we're having an expansion down, I am not wanting to see price come all the way back up to this 5 minute high. If it does, then I don't want to be in that trade anymore anyway. So that's where I'll move it. Um, Honestly, you should move it back up to 397 here. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna actually do that. We're gonna move stops to 397. Basically back above this 5 minute swing high. So we had another 5 minute swing high put in here that delivered a brand new low. So I would not want to see price even back above this high now. Does that make sense? A 5 minute swing point here should not come back for this high. Like, so if basically it's along the terms of I got short right here on this 5 minute swing point, right? So I would not want to see price back to this new swing point. If you make a new swing point in your trend, you do not want to see price come back up past that. Otherwise, you're looking at a potential breaker setup going the other way. So at that point, you just do not want to be in anymore. Right. Again, another 5 minute candle that's failing to close below the 10 o'clock open, which is telling me we're just going to either continue to chop or just going to be a slow, ugly grind down. But stops are where they should be right here. I don't want to go break even here, right? I do not, like I said, that 1 minute Sibi was up here. We just came up there. If you went to break even, you're probably getting stopped out, and now maybe it goes all the way. We deliver all the way back down, and now you're stopped out, and then you FOMO in, right? And then you get mad, and to me, it's worth keeping that risk on. I would rather lose $30 by this coming back to my stop than I would lose an entire account to a tilt because I got stopped to break even and then it went all the way down. That's the way that I look at it. I don't know if that's the best way to look at it, but that's the way that I look at it. All right, so let's go to our 5 minute chart. Did we put in a 30-second breaker off this new 5 minute here? We did. Well, I guess this would be the breaker. We closed below it down here, so it explains why this range should hold with that new breaker here. But nope, they're not. Let me see. Yeah, what's old ES doing here? ES made the 5 minute breaker down. This would be the better breaker, I would say. It's just a big old breaker for ES, but we closed below, so I would expect ES to respect this, right? In an hourly swing that gave you a 5 minute breaker down should give you a good pullback. Obviously, it's a big breaker, and it's the breaker takes you down to OTE of that entire range. So obviously, it's not a spot that you want to be getting short, but maybe in terms of order to flow, you expect continued expansion down. But let's stay on the 1 minute over here. So ES already delivered all the way down there too. Remember, next one is looking for 296, and I just got 296 from this. It's I think it was 296. Yeah. 296. I think I got spies sitting at, yeah, right at 296. So let's see if we can get on down there. Maybe it's drawn wrong, but it looked good to me. At minimum, this is an old 1 minute unicorn sitting down here that never got tapped. So, right, you had, what was that? Oh, that was right at open. That was the unicorn that we never tapped. So let's actually we're gonna move actually TPs to there. We'll go for 304 because I know how those breakers can hold price. So 304, 304, and then we'll go for the lows. Makes a little more sense to me. Right, we're at 11:30 here. We're below we're below that 11 o'clock open. So anything that comes back up above that 11 o'clock open, basically the swing above that 11 o'clock open, you would not want to be in this trade anymore. Right, 11 o'clock, you're below the open. You had nice manipulation above it that you expect to be your hourly wick. Right, off of the open where we know is a very, very sensitive level. And I would not want to see price back above that open now. Like this should really start this. We should start getting some expansion here if we're really going to go this hour. All right, so what am I looking for now? Just a 5-minute inside candle. Remember, these are still just 2 inside candles that I don't care about. My attention is on this 5-minute candle. The last candle that took the previous outside candle lower high. This is just an inside, and I want to see what happens with this candle. Does it sweep it, or does it close below? Preferably, it closes below. If it closes below, we should get our we should get TP number 2. Where's 50% of this 4-hour candle? Oh. Oh, we're at it right now. That's why we're struggling here. There's 50% on the 4-hour. Which doesn't bother me. We got the hourly swing, so what is that? Oh, okay. That was just your positions. I thought it was some kind of code from a far back. But nice, Cisco. Nice. The 1-hour FEG for, yeah. I mean, with the SMT on the hourly up there, I mean, with the hourly swing, I mean, unless we're just going to chop, like, we should absolutely get that. We should absolutely go back to that low and the daily highs. Then we could potentially have a high of weekend. So, like, if this 4-hour candle closes like this and there's a 15-minute, if we get some kind of 15-minute breaker, which would have to be basically a close below down here, I think high of week is in. If we get a 15-minute close below that swing low from this morning, I think high of week's in. But again, that's just guesstimating, and we'll wake up tomorrow and we'll see what the candles are doing, and then we'll form a bias off of that. It's the beauty of waiting and having time. All right, so we take that 5-minute low. We're not going to close below it. So it means we're probably going to still continue a slow grind here, or we're going to have a little retrace here. Right, I can see price coming up to take this high. Why? Because you have a 5-minute swing point here now. There's your little retrace. All right, so now best case, I'm watching this 5-minute high and this 5-minute low. For my shorts to continue working, I want to see this candle close back inside the range here like this or back below it, right? I do not want to see this 5-minute candle, this current 5-minute candle close above here, or I know it's probably kind of coming back to my, at least back to my entry at that point, right? Because I know if this 5-minute candle closes bullish, we're going to come back and take this high again. We're going to take this current candle's 5-minute high again. And then, by the time we're there, we're going to be right back at my entry anyway. So I need to see a 5-minute swing point here. And if we get a 5-minute swing point here, this is when I'll move my stops to break even. Remember, I only move my stops to break even when it makes sense. Only move your stops to break even when it will invalidate your trade setup. Like, so many people will be like, "Oh, we hit this 10 o'clock low. I'm going to go to break even." It's like, let it. Like, it's okay. Like, let your trades breathe. It only if it would invalidate it. So in this case, if this candle right here turns into a 5-minute swing point down, I would not want to see price back to this candle's high, right? Because I'm expecting this to be manipulation and I'm expecting continued move down. So a stop at break even makes sense at that point because now I have a 5-minute swing point below my entry. So a stop at break even up here will invalidate this trade in terms of 5-minute swing points that I like to look at. Does that make sense? Notice like here, our last 5-minute swing point happened here. So where's my stop at? Right here. I just trail it down with every 5-minute swing point. A swing point is just this. 5-minute sweeps a high or low, closes back inside the range of that previous 5-minute candle. That's all it is. It's just forming a swing. Yeah. Yeah, and ES never came for me. ES never came back to the open of that candle. Never came back to the open of the hourly. NQ did. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal to watch. That's all right. All good things take time. I feel like we're gonna get a big move here at some point, whether it's up or down. Nice little retail H pattern here. right? The old H pattern. I used to trade these all the time, not realizing that it's literally just a 50% retrace. Like I would be slamming puts up here on the H model, and now and then I started learning ICT, and I'm like, oh, that's just a it's just a return to it's just a return to a premium there, and back to the low, back to the low we go. It's two times that 5 minute respected here, but that's probably the strength of ES here holding NQ up. All right, so now we do have that 5 minute swing point in. We're going to move stops just below break even. I would not want to see. I do not want to see price back taking that high. See, now it makes sense because if we come back up to this high, it's most likely there's going to be like a 1 minute break or something forming here, and I do not want to be going against that. To back test, I use TradeZilla. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about this move down is we are just not displacing. It's just a slow grind, and that's usually what happens when you're just gonna have like a return to a return to OTE, and then like a move back up. That's kind of what this feels like. Like there's no like good like V shape here. It's just a slow grind down, and then these are the ones where you slowly build up liquidity on the way down, hit OTE or 50%, and then you just rip. So happy to have everything at break even now. And we got a 30-second breaker. Oh. Is YM still pumping? Oh yeah, that's what's going on here. So is RTY. NG might get an hourly double sweep here, and then you could potentially look for shorts. So yeah, it had a failure swing here, and it takes the high again, and it's also going to close back in the range here, assuming it does in 17 minutes. But if it does, you could look for something bearish. You could look for like this could be good actually. If NG puts in this 5 minute breaker, I think that's a good short. Off of an hourly double sweep to run out these lows. Holy crap, we got 30 points to go. Oh yeah, I just like TradeZella though, Cisco. I mean, I already use it to track all my trades, so all my days. So, and the fact that the backtesting comes with it just makes it that much better. But it's basically the same software as FX Replays. So take your pick of the litter. They're both good. Where was I didn't even know. I didn't even fib out my hourly candle here, but yes, look at that shit. Right off 52. Right off 50 in that open. While we're waiting, anybody have any questions? Any questions? We went over a ton today. So, and I'm sure there's still people that aren't quite getting it, but like I said, to me, this is the way the market makes the most sense. At least the easiest way that my brain interprets it. But appreciate that, Cisco. You don't have to do that. Yeah, appreciate it, A Trades. Appreciate it. Yeah, we used to have it, and then when I shut off, we used to have we used to have it maxed out, and then once I closed the paywall for the Discord, I obviously took all the boost off of it. But yeah, 1080 streams will definitely be a lot better. I think yeah, you get better audio quality and all that too. So if I'm gonna be streaming more, like 2 or 3 times a week, then it's definitely worth it. Yeah. So yeah, we're not getting any follow through here on down on the 5 minute, right? And you're none at all. Which is kind of like what I was talking about is what we're getting here. Uh, where it's just a slow grind down. You're not just like displacing, which is what you want to see with shorts. So, yep, exactly, dog. And it's like I said, just a slow, ugly grind down to OTE. So if we're gonna be bullish and I mean, or just keep chopping, then it's likely to probably coming to stop me out here. But because we do have a 5 minute swing point to the upside now, especially if this 5 minute candle closes bullish. But we will see. The risk is off. Yeah. Well, with ESYM ripping. Lost 2 evals. Oh no. Doing what? Oh, just trying to short ES there. Yeah, ES actually filled. ES filled that entire Cibi as well. Basically, just a full a full FVG fill here. So we did come back and we took that swing point. Question is, how do we close here? Yep. ES 1 minute unicorn. Let's go check it out. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Still gross. Remember, so for this short, I really want to see a. Even though we took that 5 minute swing, I do not want to see us close above it. I would like to see us close back inside this candle's range. 0950. Oh, you're talking this one all the way down. Yeah, I got you now. That's why I was confused. If this 5 minute closes bearish like this, back inside this candle's range, we'll move stops down to just basically the high of this wick now. Not much more in profit, but bias going into today was bullish to previous day high. And then, depending on how the hourly closed off of previous day high, which was bearish, I was looking for shorts. Because so I was bullish coming into today. simply because of where did we open last night? Your daily open sat right here, right? Yeah, your daily open sat here. Nice. Uh, so we spent most of Asia and London below the open, telling me what that we should push to the previous day high. Um, upon New York, right? So if this is the hourly candle, I'm expecting manipulation and then distribution, right? So same thing on the daily. We spent Asia London below the open. I'm expecting the daily to go up and take that high. I'm already expecting the daily to go take that high, simply because of what? Simply because this daily candle closed above Friday's high. So low hang like our first target of the day should be you know this high basically because there's no swing point there, right? So that's why I was expecting previous day high. Now anything that happens after previous day high will be determined bias wise based on the hourly, and right now you see previous day high gives us the hourly swing point, and we're currently short off of that hourly open rejection here in the 11 o'clock candle. Make sense? Or whichever way Asia is compared to look at your daily and look at your daily. Did it close above or below the previous day? Use that as your bias. If Asia opens up below or above the opposite way of what you're expecting, expect Asia London to dip a little bit, usually to some kind of hourly fair value gap most of the time. Look for Asia London to dip to that, and then look for continuation going into the New York session back to that previous day high or a low. Now, if Asia or London take that previous day high or low first, and then they and then and we gap up. Say this morning we gapped up, or last night we Asia opens up above previous day a day high. I'm expecting Asia London to have some kind of reversal pattern at that time. Why? Because the daily opens here, would have manipulated higher. Okay, that tells me I'm looking for New York distribution back down inside inside of that range. But I'll wait for either a 1 hour candle close or usually a 4 hour candle swing point to then tell me price is ready to actually reverse. And like last night, what told me price was ready to reverse? Kind of went over this already, but like we had you're at 10 o'clock until your 2 a.m. candle is usually when you're going to form some kind of London reversal, and you'll see we had the 4 hour swing point right here. Where did we bounce off of? Look at that, right off the 4 hour open of that candle. What also sat there? You guess it, a 15-minute breaker. There you have it. Swing points with breakers. Tell you a ton, which is why we're short up here. There's a 5 minute swing point up here with a 1 minute breaker. Back through the hourly open. After manipulation higher, we get a breaker down the other way, telling us where you should expect our hourly distribution to the downside. So we frame a short to get a part of that distribution. Yo, what's up, A-Trades? Compound. I just seen. Yes, about I still use Replicanto. If you're still in the YouTube chat, but ES pumped and ticked to 11 a.m. open. You don't always have to wait for the 11 o'clock open. I just prefer it because, like, if you go back to if you go back to NQ and look where that 4 hour reverse today, like a lot of times you'll see us come back to the open of those swing point candles, and they're going to be strong points. You don't always have to. I like it when it lines up like when that like this hourly open lined up with that 50% of the entire hourly swing. So like usually when it lines up there, it just depends where we open to. Like if this candle opens, like if this hourly candle opened all the way down here, maybe I'm not anticipating we get all the way up there, right? I'm expecting probably a little wick and then continuation. But the fact we opened here and we only had to go just that little bit, then yeah. But you don't always have to. Is it going to be your better RR? Sure, but you're not always going to get it. But boy, is it nice when you do. But yeah, like how ES never actually got to it, right? Or did it get to it now? No, see, ES never got to it. But it's just it's more or less when I get a 5 minute swing point combined with time, like what at like 11:10, 11:15, and I get a 5 minute swing point going the other way, and I have manipulation to the upside, but I'm expecting the hourly to go down. If I get a 5 minute swing point, I'm just gonna get in. Now it's better if it's coming off the hourly open, just a little more of a confluence, but it's not like a concrete thing that you have to wait for. But in like in this case on NQ, it definitely helped. Maybe you size up an extra contract or something if you see that. Oh, this is brutal. How deep in OTE are we? We're gonna bring out the old fib here. We're gonna bring out the old rainbow and see where we are in terms of OTE. Yeah, we're definitely in OTE here. The OGs remember the rainbow fib. Yeah, just a little bit. Just get us down to that. Just get us down to that breaker. And like we're gonna have a new hourly candle here in 3 minutes. So what does that tell me? We could have a little retrace. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just a little wick and continued expansion. But so if we're bearish here, we really want to see this hourly candle close bearish because then what? We at least expect to go back to this swing low. And but if you haven't got in already, I don't really recommend to get in. But the hourly's telling you lower here. Now I gotta deal with this stupid fib. Let's bring a hectic quadrants. There we go. And see, okay, 50%, 25 sit there. What do we got sitting there? There's not gonna be any fair. This moves down. It's been so slow. There's not gonna be any fair value gaps that are untapped. Yeah, so again, let's look for yeah. So I would still like my stop right there, basically a break even. So I would want to see really 50% respected of this 1 hour candle. Now, if we somehow probably close the trade, if we get an hourly swing point back up here, right? I would not want to see this hourly swing. I would not want to see this hourly close back inside the range of that 10 a.m. because that's just going to tell me we're going to continue chopping. See if we get a little inject of volatility at 11 o'clock as well at noon. We sometimes do. All right, 11 o'clock opens. Which way do we go first? Where's your TP at, Sweaty? What are you looking for here? 11, that's 11 o'clock low. Like at minimum, we should take this 11 o'clock low. Why is my magnet not working? Right, it's 5-minute order block sitting right there as well. It's an unmitigated order block. Oh, you're looking for longs. Gotcha. Yeah, if you're looking for longs here, you want to see this thing dump first here. Right? You want to see that wick. You want to see that wick put in. What I don't want to see for shorts is I do not want to see a swipe 11 o'clock low and then that 5-minute close back inside, because that's telling me we're probably going to get a 50% or at least 20. We'll at least go to 25%, which we honestly probably just hit. But yeah, looking for that open low. Open low, maybe a long out of that 1-minute breaker, which we know these untapped breakers, like these untapped unicorns, are really, really good for like 50% retraces of the entire leg. That's why I want to make sure to take one contract off there. All right, there's the 5-minute order block. There's 11 o'clock low. Don't want to see this thing slow down too much right here. I want to see a power through that 11 o'clock low. I want to see it swipe and close back inside. Should you out of your shorts? No. No. Let's see. Watch it on NQ. That unicorn should be a draw here. Should be a draw. Probably just Leppyrd jinxed it. All right. Do not want to see price close back inside that 11 a.m. low. If so, we're gonna have probably a decent retrace that I don't want to see or I'll wait for. So if this closes bullish, I do not want to see a 30-second breaker form here. Because that tells, if we form a breaker here, we're going to go all the way back up to 50%. So I really want to see us fail to make a breaker here. And the 5-minute to close bearish. Right, it's basically the hourly reversal model where I'm at least expecting some kind of return to 50% of that 11 a.m. candle. Yeah, appreciate it, Discipline. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you're doing well. Oh, nice. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Build up the algorithm. All right, so we just missed the unicorn there. 5-minute close coming in hot. Really want to see this thing close below 11 o'clock. 25 seconds. Oh, that's right. You are. Yeah. Forgot about that. I forgot your name's different on YouTube. Oh, don't do this, NQ. Well, that's not a good close. That's unfortunate. See if it means anything here. I really do not, like I said, so I'll be watching to see if we put in a 30-second breaker here now, which a 30-second breaker can happen right here. And if we get this, we're going to push. We're going to push to 25% of the hourly candle, or at least to 25%, which would be 3337, right? It would be half of this range. That's how the only reason I'm getting there. So we got the breaker. Expect some turbulence here. So you got 30-second breaker with a 5-minute swing point here. So we also closed back inside the range of this 5-minute candle. Actually, I think we closed below. We did close below. So you don't have a 5-minute swing point there, but you do have the 5-minute closing back inside 11 o'clock range. But yeah, 337 should be the first target here. Why 337? Because remember, if I'm fibbing out my hourly candle, because I have an expansion candle in terms of a continuation model back down, where am I looking for shorts to come out of? 25 and 50%. So if my 5-minute is sweeping that hourly low, closing back inside, that's telling me that we're going to be at least short term bearish, right? Maybe I'm looking for this thing to manipulate up to 25 or 50, and then have continuation shorts back down. But so that's why I'll be looking for this bullish signature right here of the sweep and close back inside the hourly range. It tells me I can have some kind of retrace here. And I'm going to have a little bit of turbulence. Yep, we did. Yeah, you're talking about that, but that and just took 11 o'clock low. Yeah, it's been pretty. Yeah, has not been the prettiest move down. Looks like we just missed 25 there. Remember, this is the fibs for your hourly candle here. Your hourly. Remember, if you're looking for continuation models down, remember usually we want to see 12 o'clock open, manipulate up first to 25 and 50, and then target the 11 o'clock low. This time we took the low first, which tells me we could have a bigger retrace in mind here. But for me, like I said, stops just stay where they are for the time being. And there's your 25%. See how we were able to just anticipate that simply based off of that 5-minute close. Simple as that. 5-minute close, and we got a 30-second breaker there. Not saying you could have scalped it long, but I mean, there you go. Oh, what did we get? We got 2 points from TP2 there. Yeah, missed the uni. Missed the uni. Yep. Here we go. We're going to go all the way up to 50 now. Model 5-1 coming in hot. There you go. Yeah. I mean, you can take those little scalps though. I mean, you can scalp these little 5-minute swings, up to 25s into 50s of your hourly candles. I mean, it's a good little scalp. It's a good little scalp thing. I mean, it's not a bad play. You have 5-minute confirmation, and then you have the lower time frame of that 5-minute, which is a 30-second. The breaker telling you should make a move higher, right? At worst case, you should get -1 of that 30-second breaker, which -1 was probably that at least 25 anyway, right? Yeah. And we did tap that lower unmitigated 5-minute order block. Scalp long guilty. Nice. No, nothing to be guilty about. If you thought it was a good trade and you seen it there, I mean, take it. I obviously didn't take it because I'm still holding my. I'm still holding this short, but all right, later, Marshall. So we can get rid of the fib now. We know where 50 sits. 11 a.m. 50 sits right there at 3:59, and that's where I would want to see continuation from. If I'm still short, I want to see some kind of 5 minute swing point form here to take us back down. Obviously, otherwise, stops are sitting still at a good spot here. The 1 minute swing point off the lows right here, yeah, if that's what you mean. So for me, bullish here. Obviously, I'm already looking for this. I would be looking for this high. Now, if I'm looking for continuation shorts, I really want to see either this candle swipe up, hit 50, close back inside the range of this one, or the next one hits. But it's got to happen soon, right? Because we have time. We have right now our manipulation looks to be below that 12 o'clock open with distribution higher. So to confirm that that is not the case, we need to see that 5 minute swing point like ASAP, like because we're time is slowly getting away from the short continuation here. Oh, the 11:56. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, it could. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't target that high because it's a swing point. This is a bearish swing point. Because it swept its candles high and then closed back inside that range. But I mean, it's still not a bad ITH to take for sure. All right, so looks like we got 50. There you go. That can be a model and itself right there. But well, I should say it's already one of my models that I like to use. I should say, but one that any of you can utilize too. 5 minute sweep. Look for 25 and 50%. Just remember, you're not. This isn't always going to work, and do not trade it mechanically. Use it with context. If you're getting this out of a higher, if you're, if this is inside a higher time frame BISI or you're an OTE like this, yes, try it, but don't just trade it mechanically. As well as remember that we closed bearish here. This already closed bearish, so there's a good chance that if we're going to stay like completely bearish, we would just go hit 25. So if you're taking that hourly 5 minute swing, you want to make sure to either go to break even after they're 25, and then because you're not always going to deliver 50, right? You're usually you're sometimes just going to hit 25%, and then that higher time frame trend it's just going to continue back down. So got to keep that in mind. So let's see how we get here. I would love to see this 5 minute close back inside here. If this 5 minute closes back inside this range, my stop's going just above that high. And we got a 5 minute breaker now. Yeah. I said, if this 5 minute candle closes bullish, I'm most likely going to stop on the remaining contracts here at break even. Yep, sure did. Sure did, sweaty. I just don't know what else we would be coming back up here for. That's what, like, everything's mitigated already, so it makes me think like this thing's just going to continue, but I don't think we come back for is 50. This has got to be, this is the line in the sand for this short. Yeah, and there was an SMT on the hourly low. ES did not take that low. So yeah, I'm gonna expect to get stopped out here then because of that SMT. Just go back and we're gonna sit inside the range. So a bullish 5-minute close tells me what? I would be expecting this high to go get swept, which would mean what? Most likely, I'm going to, unless some saving grace, I will get stopped. You have a 5-minute unicorn sitting down here, 5-minute bullish unicorn with your breaker on the 1150 candle. And here comes the break even. But nonetheless, though, even if I get stopped, you guys see how you can get yourself into some kind of trend here. Pretty decent trade. I don't know where we entered at 374, I think, was where we entered. Anybody still long? Anyway, or everybody TP. All right, this is. We already closed above 50 of that 11 a.m. What's old ES doing? ES is probably gonna take 11 a.m. high. Yep, it sure is, Cisco. Yep, exactly. Like if this thing's going back down, this is where it's going to happen. And the time is right here for the reversal. But the question is this your manipulation or is this your manipulation below that open? I mean, you already put in a 5-minute swing here below and manipulation with an SMT and breaker. I would guess that this is your manipulation. But yeah, if you got like a 5-minute swing point, I mean, it's worth a shot here. I'm assuming I just got stopped to break even. So there we go. But nonetheless, still got down about 75 points there. Obviously, still a green trade, but you guys can see how you can use it. Basically, we took just the hourly swing point with a 5-minute swing point off the 10 o'clock open price. But yeah, you guys see right here how your closes can tell you everything. Always be watching them. See, I caught it all the way down here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna expect some turbulence here because of that. Just because of that, it told us everything. But all right, guys, it is lunchtime. I'm gonna hop off here. Not plan on streaming this long. We'll see. I didn't realize NFP was tomorrow, so maybe we'll stream, maybe we won't. But if not, I'll definitely be here Thursday. Maybe we'll do tomorrow instead of Thursday instead. But all right, I'll let you know in the announcement though. So, but appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys learned something. You definitely should have, I think. But pretty laid back, cool session. What up, KC? What is KC doing up here? If you're talking, you're unmuted. Oh, well, so we should have had ES. Yeah, ES can take that 11 o'clock high. I don't know if you meant to join or not.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what up?
Hey, man, I just want to say thanks. Like, the way you read price and the fact you're doing this for free on your own time is unheard of in this space, man. Like, you don't have to trade like the dude Leppyrd does at all. Like, you don't have to trade anything he does. You just listen to his way he reads price. If you decide not to trade like him, you could just stay poor, okay? You can keep failing evals, blowing fundeds on day one and model hopping because this is it right here. And the fact it's free is unheard of, dude. So I appreciate you, man. Enjoy the day, brother.